T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Right now I'm going to be taking a look at G.I. Joe Classified series, Lady Jaye, Flint, and these are the new paint variations of Scarlett and Roadblock. I figure I might as well just throw all of these together in one video. I'm doing a piss poor job of filming a bunch of videos back to back, so as much as I want to stretch out content and do them singly, let me just get them over with right now. Most of this is reuse besides Lady Jaye. The variations. The easiest way to know whether you got the variant copies of Scarlett and Roadblock, since they have the same numbers they've been having, 1 and 5, same packaging, is they both have this assortment number right there, and their barcodes are covered with a new sticker. Here is what Roadblocks looks like without that sticker covering it. So they do have a different barcode. That's how you know. And if you can see this is the number on the variant, at least my copy anyway. I already previously threw away my Scarlett packaging. I know someone is probably thinking, blasphemy, he threw away the box. I have at least over 1,000 toys in this house. I gotta start throwing away boxes. But here is the artwork on the front of this. Flint looks great. Scarlett looks great. Her look right here is very much closer to probably the cartoon, just updated. Here's a side artwork right here. Now, I don't remember Flint having a scar over his eye, but the scar definitely makes him and Duke like old school traditional G.I. Joe. They all had that scar on the face. Flint is number 26 and Lady Jaye is 25. Alright, let's get these guys out of the way. Scarlett and Roadblock are completely 100%ly the same exact toys with new paint jobs. They come with the exact same accessories, the exact same tooling, just the paint is a little bit different. And Roadblock can't really store this on his back because there's no peg, but I used double-sided tape to accomplish that. I'm not going to be going into the articulation because I have individual reviews for both of these. You can look it up in my GIJOE Classified playlist, which I'm going to link at the end of this video or in the description. Here is the first release version of Scarlett, and as you can see, they had a lot more flashy colors in there. I guess they were trying to get that Fortnite vibe to get stores to be okay with selling G.I. Joe again, because G.I. Joe took a slump back in the day. But of course fans saw this and they wanted the more traditional G.I. Joe, because yeah, even if they try to modernize this for younger kids, this is an old franchise that people like me are very more invested in. But as you can see, she doesn't have like the blue highlights anymore. They took away some of the red in the legs. They made the gold a little bit less shiny and dull. They made the pants more tan, and the blue. I honestly don't have any problem with this. The main thing that's changed is the face, and that's what I really was interested in. The face paint. They went with a more realistic comic booky type look. Let me try to focus in on this. In person, you'll be able to see it more. This one has the freckles on the face as well, but this with the brighter eyes looks a tiny bit more cartoony to me in person. You'll just have to see them in person apparently, because what I'm seeing right now isn't capturing what I'm seeing with my bare eyes. And I like the highlight right there, which is great. She still has the 2 black knives on the back, the 1 black knife in the front, and the crossbow, which is 2 separate parts, but I went ahead and glued it because it doesn't need to separate. I also glued the belt on the front right here on this one. I need to do that on here because I don't like it moving all around. That just drives me crazy while trying to pose. But she looks nice. I like it. My only issues is the elbow joints, the way that works, because it's single jointed elbows. Everything else, I like. Oh, wait, one more complaint. And I'm going to go into this with Lady Jaye as well, because she's about the same. It has SH figure art style torso articulation, whereas there's a ball at the bottom and the top. But I honestly would like them to give them the male articulation, where there's a ball at the bottom and a regular ab crunch to get more forward motion right there. I would definitely like that. Roadblock, pretty much the same deal. In the face looks pretty much the same, but they made the eyes a little bit darker and less bright, cartoony. But both of these still look like they used a real actor or real face model. But as you can see, this vest is a little bit more green like the old school version. They took off any type of gold. He has no gold at all. They took the red off of the gloves and made it black. But a lot of the details are still there. It's just missing the gold. This one has a silver like painted knife, where this one is dull and black. And definitely the gun has way less color because people wanted it to be more realistic. I think with this line, or with these repaints, they probably weren't going to give them to us at first, but they had to push back the Snake Eyes movies figures. So they were like, what can we put out to keep shelves full in the meantime? And they're like, let's just give the people what they want with repaint. So yeah, and that's an easy cash grab for them. Well, yeah, as far as, oh yeah, this comes out, if you want to pretend he's reloading his magazine right there. As far as anything with the articulation, this mold, the ball at the base of the neck on this figure, I love that piece of articulation, but on this particular figure, it is very, very extremely stiff. There is a slight, let me try to do it on the other one. It seems like I can crunch his body more forward with the ab crunch under there with this figure than I could remember doing with this one. Let me try that before I'm making the stories up. Yeah, this one goes back a little bit more. This one stays a tiny bit more crunched. But yeah, it still can articulate and pivot on the ball on the bottom. So, and you can get into the poses I want. Yeah, this vest feels a little bit more soft. I don't really have any problem with him. Just my main problem is the lack of accessories. He just has basically the gun and a knife, and boom, that's it. He is a bigger figure, and they did still give him all the articulation that they've been giving these guys, like the drop down hips and the ball at the base of the gut and swiveling boots. But the lack of accessories just makes him not versatile with what you get. Now, if you're somebody like me and you have a ton of other action figures, especially I got a bunch of Fortnite, I can give him bigger pistols and whatnot from my Fortnite people. But if this is the only line you're collecting, you're screwed unless you take somebody like the Cobra Troopers guns and give that to him. You guessed it, I'm saving Lady Jaye for last because she has the most going on. But or the most going on new. Flint. Flint's body is pretty much a complete reuse from Duke, but they added extra things like this whole vest to make him a little bit more cartoon, or well, accurate to his particular outfit and whatnot. I like that they painted all the details on that vest, painted all the shells. There are 2 extra colors besides the green in the vest. They painted that black there. You get that communicator device right there. This maybe a separate glue piece right there. You can take his shotgun, which is painted on both. This part right there is painted, and the shells are painted. It can actually bend here for reloading, and it stays there. There's a nice clamp. Now, you can actually store this here. I don't know which direction it should be, like with the handle up. I'm not a gun person, so I don't know what would make more sense. It's wider here, so it kind of makes your brain think maybe you should put it that way, but I don't think that's actually smart. Usually people have swords and guns hanging down, and that still looks good to me right there. You get this gun holster, this grenade belt right here, and his last accessory is this hat or beret. You can take that off and see his nice faded haircut. This is what I was wanting on that Green Lantern from McFarlane. It kind of reminds me of freaking Vince McMahon. But yeah, same articulation as Deco. Since this is a different character though, I'm going to show off the articulation. The head can look up greatly, and that's just from the hinge. The hinge on all these figures is very tight. You can look down, and then you get articulation at the base of the neck, so you can get attitude and whatnot. Doesn't go back that much because of the collar, but it can lean forward. Shoulders go out. He has a slight butterfly action. The sculpting makes it very restrictive. It can come forward at least that much. Arms can crunch to the body that much. Bicep swivel. Arms do this. Still have the pins visible. This hand bends this way and rotates, but this hand actually comes in and out like that and rotate. He has an ab crunch under there, so you can crunch it back that much, and I'm trying my best to just crunch the ab crunch. You can crunch forward that much, but you also have the ball at the base of the waist, so you can rotate and go side to side and whatnot. Drop down hips so that you can kick up further, more than 90 degrees. Legs go out that much. Swivel. Knee bends. Ankle rotates, as you saw me doing inadvertently. Goes all the way back at the boot. Comes forward a bit before you bump into the shin guard. And he has ankle pivot. So, very posable. My one complaint for all of these, let me just get this out of the way before the end. I wish they came with separate hand, they came with more hand options. They definitely, now that they got these molds, give us some extra hands to go with these guys. Most of their gloves look the same. Just make extra hands. You can do fist and gestury hands, but definitely fist would have been nice. Oh, I forgot about his pistol right here, which is the same gun that Duke came with and Beachhead. Maybe somebody else, except his is all black. They didn't go with any like fantasy colors. So he and Lady Jaye are the first. Well, they're not the first. Once Cobra Island started, they started to give them their traditional color schemes and not give them the flashy new look. And here's Duke. As you can see, sleeves exactly the same, gloves exactly the same, stuff on the wrist exactly the same, collar, as you can imagine. Yeah, this is more separated for some reason. I don't know what's up with that, but I would imagine that the shirt looks exactly the same under there. Even the knee pads, but the shin guards are different. And for whatever reason, this is a problem that I had. It's almost as if this piece right here is the same piece that this is, but I don't know. It's like, for whatever reason, this leans in more, and he actually has that same issue. I don't know what's the deal with that. Like, why is it going inward more? And that mentally, when I'm trying to pose him in that like when I'm posing the ankle pivot and that goes in a lot. That bugs me. So I don't know what's up with that, and they definitely need to fix that if they're gonna keep reusing this body. Lady Jaye and Zartan. Lady Jaye is officially the first mass release Hasbro figure to have completely pinless technology. Like, there's no pins in her knee joints right there, double jointed knees. And, well, I say the first female Hasbro release that has pinless double elbows and pinless knees at the same time. They've released several Marvel Legends that has pinless knees, but only reason why they have pinless elbows is because they have the peg and just elbow swivel, but she has double elbows. And yeah, be truthfully honest with you, even if they had pins, the arms would still work and look like this, just with pins on the side. So that BS Hasbro was giving us all these years was just BS. They were worried about the aesthetics of the look with the pins in it. No. But yeah, I wish I could say everything was rainbows and butterflies. And I know somebody said that they don't like rainbows and butterflies anyway. But yeah, I do have a few gripes with her. Like, one, you might notice this. She has the most loosest drop down articulation of any of these figures, and that is definitely unfortunate. And like, it kind of seems like the way they cut that, unless I go in there and cut it more, you have to like force it before the leg is straight. Otherwise it's always outward. Unless you want it straight, it kind of, you gotta finagle to get her legs looking right. But another gripe, the hair is interchangeable. That's a very cool, this is getting in the way, so I'm taking that off. It's a very cool feature because she had two distinct looks: the hat and the regular hair. So you just pop that off. Honestly, like, this hair especially does not stay on that great, but I like it. I almost wish she had more lips. She does have rosy cheeks a little bit. I don't know how well that's coming off on camera, but I kind of wish she had lipstick on. I know she's a fighter and all that, but yeah. And there's three gripes: the hips, the hair coming off a little bit too easy, and the paint work that they did on the chest right here. Now on camera right now, it's looking a little bit better than on camera when I did it before, but that paint that they used, and it's weird because this is a separate piece. I don't know why they didn't use this plastic for that piece right there. It seems like they painted over it and it winds up looking fake, if that makes any sense, compared to her other skin. But I don't know if you noticed, but they were willing to put a little bit of cleavage right there, which I'm shocked about. But anywho, here she is. She doesn't have any of that gold or flashy colors. She has that. You saw the classified star right there, which is good. And everything else, though, besides those three things I definitely wanted to mention, she's great. The neck articulation is like really, really crazy good. I mean, if you bend it too far back, you will get that. And she does still have the hinge, which, like I said, is tight on all of these. So yeah, you don't have to worry about that. You might almost just want to pose the neck how you see fit, and then put the hair back on, because it's just gonna pop off. The arms go out slightly above 90. She does have slight butterfly Rotate right there. The arm comes into the body that much. Swivel. Double hinge elbows that go all the way up. Both of her wrists do this. This is another reason why I want separate hands. She has the same torso articulation as Scarlett. Goes back a lot. Comes forward. Not much. That rotates up the top and down the bottom. So these side type tilts, you can get some great poses that way, but she's limited with the regular average ab crunch. Legs completely pretty much out to the side. Drop down hips can kick up well over 90. Rotation, the pinless double knees does that. She still has boot swivel, thank goodness. That goes back and doesn't really come forward that much. One cool thing though is that's really stiff, but her boot swivel on this leg for me is a little bit loose. Over here it's tighter. I could probably fix that. I don't know if I might be able to fix that by putting some floor polish in there. But yeah, and she does have ankle pivot. She has a lot more accessories than everybody else here. She has this knife right there, or a little dagger. She has this javelin launcher right here. You can take that out and just pretend she has just like a big little shotgun. Then her backpack, you can, since both of these javelins, you can take the spear tip off. They stick on that very tightly, and you can store it here. And you have this optional, I guess, probably non-lethal tip. You can put this here. And this right here, it grabs right there and keeps it stiff, but it seems like the higher you go up, it gets loose, and the lower, of course, it's going to be loose. But I guess you could put this on so she can bash people upside the head without murdering them. And her backpack has this little camera on there. And it can rotate here, rotate there, and there. So there's a lot going on with her accessories and whatnot. I really like that. Her belt, she has her communicator thing right there. I'm probably going to glue hers here because that moving also drives me crazy with that. And then she has this strap right there that you have to make line up so you can get this on. Or move out the way and do that. It's up to you, to be honest. Now, the goal with most of these figures is to have them be able to store everything on their body. Like her, you can technically do that except for the hair options. The hair options, there's no way to like store that in here. And if you want this to be on there, I don't think you can store the spear in its place. So there's that. But you can mostly store everything on her besides the hair options. And the gun doesn't really holster anywhere, so she's got to hold that in her hand at all times. I should mention that her boots are different. Her peg holes are in the front more than they are in the rear. I guess, I don't know if that helps with her ankle pivot, but yeah, it's in the front. End of the day, like I've said in most of these videos for my GIJOE Classified series, for 20 bucks, these things are freaking amazing what they can do. I know some people probably hold on to the complaints harder than the good things that I mentioned. Like, they all look awesome and they have awesome articulations. They have a little bit of nitpicky stuff with the articulation, definitely her elbows mostly. I wish some of them came with more accessories or more exciting accessories or more accessories, period. But they all are still awesome figures and definitely good representations of what we had back in the day, just more modernized and way more extremely modernized and better articulation. I love that they're innovating with the articulations as far as the pinless joints, and I can't wait till all figures start having pinless joints and we can just retire bodies that don't use them. That'll be great. Anywho, thank you for watching this. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here. Click the videos. Click the fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should click those videos. Click that shit. Go ahead and click that shit. If you did, you would like it. Really click that shit. Now I'm freaking gone.